Okay. General price level, that is price of food grains, metals, minerals, wholesale price index, retail price index, inflation, recession. They are called general price level. They come under macro, right? Macro. Macro means general price level, or you can also call it standard of living. When I spent 3 months at Singapore, I was very much troubled. Why? Because the calling charge was 2 Singapore dollars per minute. That means 100 rupees. If you talk for 1 minute to anyone, there were only two mobile provider companies. One was Singtel, that is Singapore Telecom. Other I forgot. But same, there was a you can say duopoly. Duopoly means only two firms selling the goods. So standard of living, general price is high. Not that one particular good is very costly. When gold price increases, it is called individual price. So it will come under micro. It is already written. That is price of one good or one service, right? Are you getting? If price of one good or one service increases, it is the subject matter of micro. Or if the price of one good or one service is determined, it is the subject matter of micro. But when the price of the range of commodities, okay, or one particular cluster of products, say minerals. So minerals, what can be the minerals? It can be sulfur, it can be bauxite, it can be any other mineral, right? So they come under macro group cluster. When I say food grain, Uday, what can be the examples of food grain? So wheat, paddy, rice, yes, millet, that is pearl millet, or sorghum. Sorghum means jawar in India. Jawar means sorghum. Then it's barley. Okay, barley means jaw. Okay, the main ingredient of making beer, that is barley. Okay, even non-alcoholic barley water is also sold in the market. So barley, then maize, okay, makai, corn seeds. So these, when you take the whole cluster, when I say agriculture commodities, it is macro. But when I say it's only wheat, it is micro. Be sure about it. Okay, yes. Advertising expenses. Who do the advertising expense? All micro firms do advertisement. Even when government of India advertises, for example, Ministry of Family Health and Welfare, Family Welfare and Health, it is also kind of micro unit. It's an organization. Yes. Very good. Very good. Advertisement can be informative, it can be educative, that get the vaccinated, take the vaccine, take both the vaccine. I read in newspaper that even today, some 60 million people have not taken the second dose. It can be harmful not only for them, but us also. Many Americans have not taken vaccines. So they can be spreader. Okay. So when government, like health ministry, so health ministry is what? Though it is government, it is one establishment. And one establishment means micro. If I say state transport or state electricity board, so what is state electricity board, like Gujarat electricity board, Maharashtra electricity board? Okay, it is micro. Why? Was one establishment, one organization. And when you talk at organizational level, it is called micro. Income. We already saw that income or revenue. So it can be personal, And national, you can include GDP, GNP, NNP, per capita income. Remember, average is always macro. Why? Because average, what should I do? Okay. So average always represents the average value, the mean value. It is not belonging to one particular source. Okay. The contribution by one is not called average, it is called individual, it is called personal, it is called marginal. Suppose accept Mitra, Honoria, right? Precious. Okay. So, yes. So, accept Mitra, Uday, Honoria, Precious, Jay, Rishabh, uh, Sachin, me, all are working, right? All are working. Our total income is some, say, 100,000. But later on, Mitra joins. She also contributes to our income. And now our income becomes 110,000. So what is her contribution is 10,000. So it is marginal. But now if 11 members are earning 110,000, there is 1,10,000, then it will be 10,000 average. And average value is always macro, but individual is always micro. Right? In my class, I never let any word or concept remain unclear. Scope of macroeconomics. I think I should enlarge it, but it is over. Scope of microeconomics. Now, after understanding what is micro, what is macro, we can definitely go for scope. Commodity pricing, that is demand theory and supply theory, both come under commodity pricing. Factor pricing theory, that is theory of distribution, that is how production is distributed among labor, land, capital, entrepreneur. When you pay rent to land, it becomes distribution, or it becomes the pricing of land. When you pay wages, it is the pricing for labor. Then interest is the reward to capital, right? And acha, can anybody tell me, can you arrange this in the descending order? Which factor earns maximum? Which factor receives maximum share from the income from production? It is interest. Because interest, money are always scarce. And generally the people who have money rule the world in capitalism. So the owner of capital will earn maximum. In majority of the cases, entrepreneur is the capital owner in most of the cases. Exactly. Those, like the person who invests the capital remains with him or her, but it gets multiplied. Than the owner of land, because land is also scarce. And if you have land, what do you mean by land? Land means everything: office building, factory building, land, the surface of the earth, the plains or fields or farms, even forest. Say if I have a forest, if I own one private forest where I have the woods, and I am selling the logs. For example, take the example of this sag or salwood or teak wood, okay, timber. So if I have forest, I can cut the trees, I can convert them into logs, and I can sell the logs to sawmills,
sawmill, that cuts the timber, wood. Sawmill, okay, sawmill. That means the factory to cut the wood, and I can earn money. Or if I have a building, if I have land like this campus, I rent it out to the president, Mr. Ketan Bhai Marwadi. He will be paying me huge rent for this. Okay. And then comes the third, that is labor. And whatever is left is taken away by entrepreneur. But we can say that entrepreneur earns the maximum. Why? Because he owns the capital as well as he or she decides everything. That at what price, which factor is to occupy or to procure. Right? Okay. And then economic theory of welfare, maximization of welfare. Not only you should maximize the wealth, you should ensure the welfare. For example, in this city, Rajkot city, there are 4 full-fledged swimming pools, 3 to 4 good libraries with good collection. Okay, gardens, parks. Who decide all these things? Municipal corporation. Municipal corporation. Corporation is micro. It's one organization. So your welfare decision will be taken by one person. And which are the 4 central problems of economics? What to produce, how to produce, when to produce, for whom it is to be produced. This is the explanation given. Commodity pricing. The price of an individual commodity is determined by the market forces of demand and supply. Microeconomics is concerned with demand analysis, that is individual consumer behavior, and supply analysis, that is individual producer behavior. Both are. We have already discussed it, that individual behavior. Then factor pricing theory. Exactly. Obviously, when it is to be produced. For example, okay, suppose India is lacking technology. Okay, we already have other resources, but what we lack? Technology. So now it's time to produce technology. When the things are not available with you, you should produce them. So when to produce? When the time comes, okay. Farmers also decide in the same way. Farmers. Last year, cotton seeds prices were very low, 800. But then now the prices have gone up to 1500 rupees INR, almost double. Now what will be produced by farmers? Cotton. When to produce? When prices are up, you should produce that. When demand is there, you should produce it. Very good. You prepared one background on which I can explain you the market theory. Today, okay, cotton seeds are in demand, so everybody will produce cotton seeds. Those who will, release the supply earlier will get higher price. The laggards will get low price, and again some stock will remain unsold. Okay, so next year farmers will not cultivate cotton seeds. Why? Because prices are low, and so prices will come down. Again, when prices will go down, another, yes. Again, demand supply gap will. See, that's why one of the economists told that if there is equilibrium or if there is balance, there is no growth. It is called saturation. When you have everything you want, you will be in depression. Now, what to do? Yes, everything is with me. Cars, jet planes, yacht, golden ornaments, real diamonds, family, friends. Then what else I need? So either you will have to create the self disequilibrium that I still want this thing. So you will be in action mode. Otherwise, you will be in a very saturation and in a very stagnancy. What we call it, stagnancy. Stagnancy means no activity. Status quo. It is known as status quo. Okay. Factor pricing. Microeconomics helps in determining the factor price of land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship in the form of rent, wage, interest, and profit. Land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur are the factors that contribute to the production process. Theory of economic welfare. Okay, welfare economics is in microeconomics is concerned with solving the problems in improving and attaining economic efficiency to maximize public welfare. It attempts to gain efficiency in production, consumption, distribution to attain overall efficiency, and provides answers for what to produce, when to produce, how to produce, and for whom it is to be produced. Okay, let me give you an example. If I am running an aircraft company, okay, should I always go for business class or VIP class? No, because my passengers will be from low income group, from high income group, and from very high income group. The customers from very high income group will book suites, suites, private cabin, full flat bed, refrigerator loaded with all the snacks and nuts and everything, and crew on call. If you want anyone, you have to just call through the bell that I want this. I want some more linen or blanket, whatever it is. Second is business class, where you can, recliner chairs are there, more leg rooms. Okay. And economy class, usually I travel by economic class, so I know all these I've read. Business class and VIP, it was not my personal experience. It was, I read somewhere, but I always travel by in economic class. So, no leg room, very congested seat arrangement. But why they run all this? Maximize the welfare. For whom to produce? 20% of your flight space will be delivered to very VIP, 30% to business class, but 50% to economic class. And then only your flight will be 100% full. Occupancy rate will be 100%. 50% economy, 30% business, 20% VIP. Isn't it? So for whom to produce? Maximize the welfare. I wanted the ice cream, without dry fruits and nuts. So they took 100 rupees from me. And Sachin wanted the ice cream loaded with dry fruits and various syrups and fruits and cherries. So 300 were charged from me. Same ice cream manufacturer. For whom to produce? When to produce? When it is required, when it is in demand. How to produce? the best production with cheapest price or cost. You have to produce at least cost. Okay, no matter. Now, I would like to discuss one case study. It is the thumb rule, or it was the thumb rule, that the factor, that you have in abundance, you will use that factor. Okay, you will use or you will deploy the factor which is there with you in abundance. That means in ample quantity. India, which factor India do have? Labor or capital? Labor.
Labor, sir.
India's population
Labor.
is 1.4 billion. Okay, and USA. USA has more abundance of capital. So USA should use more capital, but no. Why? Because even the cost of capital is higher in USA. So USA also uses labor. How? Not American labor, Chinese labor. It outsources jobs to China and India. What is the minimum wage rate in USA? Approximately. Can anybody tell me what is the minimum wage rate in USA per hour? My impression is
$15.
13. Pardon?
$15.
$15. Who said this?
Sir Rohit.
Vivek.
Rohit, sir.
Rohit. Okay, very good. Rohit replied that 15 US dollar is per hour. What is the conversion rate? Roughly, let's take only 60 rupees. 60 Indian rupees versus 1
900. 900 an hour.
900 an hour. And if a person works for 8 hours in India, what will be the daily earnings?
350 to 400.
No. If hourly wage rate is 1500, okay, and if a person works for 8 hours, it is 12,000. No, sorry. You told, okay, 1500 was 7,200 per day. That is the correct answer. Because I give this example regularly. 7,200 is 1 day income. Very good. And weekly 20 hours rule is weekly maximum 20 hours. So there is 5 days week, Monday to Friday. That is, again, it is a gray market. Gray market means without any official record. It is true, right? Okay. But legally, if we go, 7,200 is the daily return to even unskilled labor who is, as a cashier or who is a salesperson as a convenience store or departmental store or Walmart, the packer, packaging labor at Walmart, they also get 7,200. And if 20 days are the working days, even though they will earn 140,000 per month. And here, if you simply offer 10,000, people will be ready to work, do the same job. That we call purchasing power parity. But still, lifestyle will be higher. There is no much variation between the price of iPhone in India and USA. It is the same. Lower than India. People can afford it. Cars, so many, uh, and government give loans also. Why? Because they are sure that jobs are there, or even job is not there, person is assured social security. Are you clear? So what they do not want to afford, they are not ready to afford such a high wage. So they, even from Apple to Microsoft to Intel to Samsung to any foreign firm, they outsource their job to China, whether it's a USA firm or Korean firm or Canadian firm. Okay. And what will the cost? 1/10. So what is the new thumb rule now? Not the abundance of factor, but the price of factor is more significant. Is, the price of production factor determines how to produce, through capital or through labor. Yes. One more example, where even some jobs are there which cannot be outsourced, like cleaning vessels or utensils, dishwashing. In India, we easily get the house helps, maid service, okay, by charging merely 500 rupees per month. One time. They come one or twice a day. It hardly takes though 30 minutes. But monthly we have to pay only 500. If mopping and cleaning the surface, 500 more. So 1000. In USA, it is not possible. So they use capital equipments, dishwashers, washing machine. Even Singapore, where the labor is very costly. The apartment I was living in was having common laundry at the first floor. Very big washing machine. Everybody dumps the clothes whenever the cycle is to start. Every cycle is for 30 minutes. So we have to wait. The timer shows that after how much time new cycle will start. And we used to keep all the dishes and plates. We used to collect them, and at night in rotation, everyone would take care of the dishes, plates. They will put into dishwasher, will put on the switch. Next day, we have to directly take it from machine. Okay. So capital. But cost. What we have to see, cost and availability both. Okay, when to produce, how to produce, and for whom it is to produce. What to produce? What to produce is what you need. Significance of microeconomics in business decision making. It plays a vital role in assisting the business firms and business decision makers, obviously. Some of the major functions of microeconomics in business decision makings are listed with optimum utilization of resources. You can do optimum utilization of, see, economics is not a subject, precious, right? It is way of thinking. Suppose Honoria is hiring one cab for city. What she will have to pay? 200 or 300 rupees, Indian rupees. But if Precious says, let me join, or let's make it together, we'll share the expense. What will the expense? Half. Economics is not only there for scoring more marks. It is there for managing the business, managing the firms, and optimization of resources. You always think like this. Sharing. Suppose Honoria is ordering for one Italian pizza. Okay. And I'm also planning to buy some pizza. She also wants Mexican pizza. Rather, what can be done? I order for Mexican pizza, she orders for Italian pizza, and we can share half. So both the taste can be available at the price of one pizza. And the same is the case with business decision maker. Combo and more choices. See, this is application of economics. And let me tell you that both the franchise of Rajkot are my students. But that 150 feet ring road and this Yagnik road, that is Ramakrishna road, collector, opposite Commissioner Bungalow, right? Mr. Katharotia. So whenever I go, even he showed me all the making of pizza. They always prepare the fresh dough for pizza. And if it is left over, they throw it, dump it. Okay. Okay, nice. It is worth what their oven and how they place, and it is very nice. Ah. Ah. Yes, a timer. Timer is obviously that is good. So economics. But the scheme you told is the perfect example of economics. Because people want to spend less, they want more. More. And that's why combo offers are so popular. If you give just 1 second. Please don't go. I will launch a second meeting. There are 14 students attending this meeting. Please join again after 1 minute. I will launch the second meeting and then I will take the attendance. Okay. Uday is giving one nice example. Yes.